The Senate has released the details of their latest stimulus proposal. I have the details which we're going to be talking about today. What does this mean and where do we go from here? As always, this video pertains to everybody, but I like to look out for the people in the following categories: SSI recipients, supplemental security income, Social Security recipients, whether it's retirement, disability, or survivors, VA beneficiaries, and low income as well as no income. But hey everybody, my name is Matt, back for another video. Today is Wednesday, September 9th already. Wow, can't believe it. But hey, if you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and be sure to be subscribed so you can be eligible for that giveaway that hopefully will be coming up very soon. All right, let's get right into this. As I talked about yesterday, the Senate is proposing this new skinny bill, or otherwise known as the more targeted approach or proposal that they've been talking about. So we have the details of it. They finally released some of the details of what this thing includes. So I'm going to be going through that and talking about what is in this proposal, as well as what does it mean for us and where are we going from here. So let me just remind you, this is the foundation. I talked about this yesterday as well. This is just the foundation. Just like building a house, you build a foundation first, and you can always build a nice sturdy structure on top of that foundation. But you need a sturdy foundation to build from, right? If your foundation sucks, it's kind of hard to build a nice structure on top of that. So just want to remind you that this is the foundation, and we can always build from here. Now again, this is highly unlikely to even pass the Senate. If it does pass the Senate, it's almost a no-go. It's almost a for sure no-go in the House, because the House is controlled by Democrats, and there's just no way they're going to go for this. But let's get into the details, and then before everybody gets all excited and thinks, oh my gosh, this thing is terrible, let's walk through some of the details about this in just a minute here, after I talk about kind of some of the headliners in this stimulus package, this stimulus proposal, and then we can talk about some of the more detailed information. So in this skinny bill, or narrow or targeted proposal, whatever you want to call it, there's all kinds of names for it, there is $105 billion allocated for schools, $16 billion allocated for COVID-19 testing, $31 billion allocated for the development of vaccines and building up the national stockpile. There's $15 billion allocated to child care grants. And there's going to be an extension of the federal unemployment enhanced benefits at a rate of $300 per week through the end of the year. Now, hey guys, we're missing something. Hello? I think we missed the most important part here. What about stimulus checks? Where are they? Why didn't we see those in there? Of course, there's a lot more to this bill than just what I read, but these are kind of some of the main headliners. Of course, there's more funding for PPP, stuff like that, but these are kind of like the headliners, like the big numbers within the package. But again, what about those stimulus checks? We already know that everybody wants these. So what we can anticipate with this is, first of all, we don't even think this is going to pass the Senate. If it does, it's going to go to the House and they're going to veto it immediately. They're going to say, no way, not a chance, get this thing out of here. There's no way it's going to pass that. So what we anticipate is they're going to propose this, and they're going to deliver this to the Senate and say, okay, what do you guys think? And the Senate probably is going to say, no, we need to go back to the drawing board and add some more things to this. We anticipate they will add those stimulus checks onto this, because everybody has continuously said that they want those second round of stimulus checks. But we could possibly speculate. Now, this is just pure speculation, but we could think this bill, this skinny, targeted, narrow proposal that we're talking about right here in this bill, or on this video, this is proposed by Republicans. However, let's remember, I just talked about this the other day. President Trump came out and made a statement that he has his eyes on $300 billion that is still left over from the first stimulus package, or the CARES Act, I should say. It technically wasn't the first one. That CARES Act from back in March, the $2.2 trillion CARES Act. So he has his eyes on $300 billion that has not been loaned out. So that money is anticipated to come from like the Main Street lending program or for business lending. It's $300 billion still laying around there that has not been lent out. And we anticipate it will not be lent out. So it's going to be basically money that's not going to be sent out. However, it's already been allocated by Congress within that CARES Act. And in the eyes of the government, it's already been spent in a sense. It hasn't technically been spent, but to them, it technically already has been because it's been allocated. They've basically already said, okay, we're willing to spend this money, all that stuff. So President Trump has had his eyes on this $300 billion. Could we possibly speculate that Senate Republicans have possibly been in talks with maybe like White House people, maybe the president, maybe the representatives who represent the president, and they say like, hey, let's not even add the stimulus checks in the skinny proposal because we anticipate we're going to grab that $300 billion and send it out in the form of stimulus checks. Therefore, no need to include it into the proposal. Could that be something that could be happening? Again, as of right now, we have not heard any additional information on that $300 billion or where it stands, or if President Trump is going to get what he wants, which is basically just telling them, hey, grab the $300 billion, redirect it in the form of stimulus checks, and send it out right away. At this point, as far as we know, we're still waiting on that one sentence approval, basically from Democrats that President Trump has asked for. He just said, hey, Democrats, all I want from you guys is give me a one sentence approval saying that, yes, go ahead, redirect that $300 billion and send it out in the form of stimulus checks. We could still be waiting on that, and we could be waiting a few more days. And the reason I say that is because the House of Representatives is back in session on Monday, this coming Monday, September 14th. So after they're back in session and have a little bit of time to sit and think about it, talk about it between all of them once they're back in session, could they potentially send that one sentence statement out to President Trump? Again, that's all just speculation, but maybe they know something that they're not releasing to all of us and actually saying, which is why they are possibly not including the stimulus checks in this skinny proposal. Again, they've already said it. They've already said it multiple times. Democrats have said it. Republicans have said it. The president has said it. The White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, Steve Mnuchin. I mean, all of these people that we talk about all the time have already said multiple times that everybody is in support of another stimulus check. Now, why wouldn't they include it here? I don't know. We'll have to continue watching that. Hopefully we get some additional developments on that $300 billion. I mean, if it's already laying around and we don't need to go to Congress to ask them for an additional $300 billion, but rather we just need to have them say, yeah, go ahead, just send it out. What the heck's, it's already there. Just send it out to the people. I mean, if that's the case, if it's as easy as that and we don't need to go to Congress to ask them to approve another $300 billion, I feel like that would be the easiest route to take. Now, why are we talking about $300 billion? Because that's roughly the amount of money that is available that has not been lent out from that first stimulus package, the CARES Act. And that's roughly what the first round of stimulus checks cost, $300 billion. I realize if you look at it, $300 billion, that sounds like a ton of money. But when you're talking about like 2.2 trillion, 3.4 trillion, 1.3 trillion, $300 billion is nothing. Seriously, nothing. Actually, what's kind of funny about that is Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, he's worth $200 billion. So almost Jeff Bezos alone could almost send stimulus checks out to everybody. I mean, that's pretty badass. I'd love to have $200 billion. I don't know what I'd do with it, but I mean, that would be pretty dang sweet. So good for Jeff. I mean, seriously, Amazon's taken over the world, but at the same time, that's pretty dang cool for him to be able to do that. But anyway, this is about the latest information that we have. Of course, everything's going to be developing very quickly now. We anticipate that they're going to be voting on this skinny bill, otherwise, let's just call it a joke of a bill, as soon as tomorrow. So I'll continue to watch this, and we can all sit back and laugh because it won't get approval by anybody. So maybe we'll just change the name to a joke of a bill. Maybe that's what I'll go with. So anyway, have a great day, everybody. I hope this helps, and hopefully this gives you some additional information regarding what they're talking about here in this current proposal. And of course, I have your back. I'm watching everything, and I'll bring you all of these latest updates each and every day. And that's about all I have for you. So enjoy your afternoon, and I'll catch you soon. Thank you so much.